Hi guys, and welcome to this talk about actually some of the latest news that are coming from Screen Rant, and it is about, well, the animation that we're waiting in December, the first thing that Amazon are going to produce for Warhammer 40k, and with me, as always, is my dear friend Logan Kirillian. Hi to you!
Hey.
We are also going to play, in the meantime, the latest mission from Space Marine 2 at Operations. You will see that in a second. So Screen Rant, guys, had an interview at New York Comic Con with executive producer and director Dave Wilson. He opened up about the show and the unique difficulties of its development. We're talking about the Amazon first project that has to do with Warhammer. This is of course Secret Level and Warhammer 40k and Space Marine 2. I'm going to have their like a continuation of sorts in the face of this episode, so to speak, if you don't know what we're talking about. So, when asked about the Warhammer episode in particular, Wilson referred the dreary atmosphere, the brutal narrative, and the lack of any true isolated story. Instead, the episode will focus on communicating the tone of the franchise rather than showcasing any particular point in its story. Okay, so now let's see what he said, and then we're going to discuss what could this mean in general for what we have seen in the past with Warhammer 40k and what we could see in the future. So he said, and this, remember guys, this is the same guy that directed Dawn of War, like, well, 20 years ago or something like that.
That was a game.
Yeah, that was the cutscene.
If someone can revive me in the meantime, it would be nice.
Yes, Mr. YouTube, revive Logan, thank you. So he said, I will take it just as I directed. I think it's very difficult with an IP like Warhammer that has been around 40 years to even pick what race and what chapter and etc. etc. So what we were hoping to do was, let's embody the tone of the spirit of what it means to be in the grim darkness of the far future. But how it varies from the other, I think that would be that we didn't try and tell a very specific story about one event in a time and a place. It was more like an emotional point. We talked about it as a violent totem pole for what Warhammer is. And to their credit, Games Workshop was very, very on board with that idea because they understand how would we do service to all of our fans for all those chapters. In how it varies, I think in other cases like Exodus and franchises that were finding their feet, we want to be a little more specific and play a little bit more in the lane of in the lane that they were establishing for themselves. So it kind of sounds a bit confusing in a way. How do you understand this?
Well, that they want to show what is the tone of the whole universe. Kind of that. So that people don't expect butterflies and unicorns like that. But here this will be these guys yeah, this will be kind of like touching, you know, the space to see if we show how this universe works, that everything is green and dark. We'll expect the reaction of the people. Let's see, those who don't know what it is, will they like it if everything is really so dark, or they will or they won't be able to react accordingly. So like what will people who see this for the first time think?
By the way, can you hear us in the game? Because the game was very, very loud, according to what I see in the equalizer here on OBS. So let me know if you heard any of that, what I said before. And hi to Kid, hi to Joseph in the chat, hi to you guys. Okay, let me explain to you how I see it, because as we all know, first, previously what GW have done in the animations was extremely random. That's what I put this on the thumbnail. Because are we to expect something very random in the future again? That has absolutely no structure? I mean, the episode themselves, not the whole approach to Warhammer to be absolutely random, and because the universe is so freaking big, just to take one thing and make it into a show or a movie, or we are to expect something that will follow the story and the lore of Warhammer 40k with some kind of a continuity and beginning towards the current times in 40k. That is the huge question, guys. And now, as I understand from what the director said here, first, he's a good director as far as we can tell from the Dawn of War cinematic that he did so long ago now. From what I also understand is because this episode is supposed to be like a continuation in a way of Space Marine 2. He should be obliged to go, and follow whatever it is possible to follow after the credits roll, of Space Marine 2. So whatever happened there, he has to follow Titus. And then whatever other chapters he's mentioning, maybe they can meet other chapters in this episode. We should find out, of course, at the end, at the 10th of December, so it's not that long now. It's 1 month, basically, in a bit. So he says, let's embody the tone and the spirit of what it means to be in the grim darkness of a far future. So still, he tries to say that there is not going to be any particular story. They're not going to be trying to explain Warhammer from the very beginning or anything like that, which makes sense in this particular case. So it is normal for them to just take a snippet, and you are supposed to know something about Warhammer because, let's face it, every other episode of Secret Level will probably be in a very similar manner. If you don't know anything about God of War, and God of War was like a snippet,
or any of these games that
any of these games, like
how many people remember Mega Man? And there is an episode with him.
no, okay.
So,
Thank you, dear Clayton and Joseph, for the feedback. Thank you, that was important. So, and the game probably is very low now, but let us know. Yeah, so they're probably going to take some kind of a, similar approach to everything else, maybe, depending how long the episodes are, because they're really so random anyway. I mean, how did they even pick all the universes they are depicting in Secret Level? They have nothing to do with each other, just a big mishmash, basically. So, anthology series, is hard to get them.
yeah.
Because what is the common thing between them? Rather than they're all random, which is not common. That's really the thing that's supposed to connect them. So I think that would be that we didn't try to tell a very specific story about one event in time and a place. It is more like an emotional point. What is this emotional point that they could depict, but it's not a particular story? And this is the key thing. We talked about it as a violent totem pole for what Warhammer is. So yeah, like imagine a totem pole and just depicting all kinds of horrible carvings on it.
Yeah. So like violence. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, I realized that there's a ton of violence in Warhammer 40k because it's all about war, so it sounds like it's all about violence, but, there's much more to it. It's much more in depth, so to speak. So when anyone talks about Warhammer 40k as something that is just big men in armor that just fight, that is really an insult to the depth of 40k. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting. It is, fun to even imagine yourself being a space marine or a Imperial Guard or whoever, but there's so much more to that. There's just not that. Warhammer has so much more to understand, to explore, to think about, like makes you think in some areas. So for me, that's a bit of an insult to see Warhammer just the cool thing, and it's almost like lowering people's intelligence and their own understanding because you're telling them what it is, but that's your opinion. That's not exactly what the universe is.
Yeah, I
That's
think
how
they
it
just
turns out.
really try to show first how the tone is, and if the tone gets the people in the other shows, then that's where the deeper stuff will be.
And there's a question by Joseph. Are there any Chaos Marines in this game? Yes, they are. We're actually fighting against them in the main campaign, in the multiplayer. And also in the multiplayer, you can play with Chaos Space Marines. You can. In the PvP mode, that is. We're playing PvE right now, which is still like a mission from the game. That is like separate missions that are connected to the story, basically. And he continues, and to their credit, Games Workshop was very on board with that idea because they understand how we would do service to our fans for all those chapters. So I don't get this point about the chapters. If this is really about continuation of this game, which is Space Marine 2, there are not many other chapters that are involved unless they do go somewhere with this and meet other chapters. I would love to see other chapters. I mean, that's amazing because not only the Ultramarines exist, and I do like the Ultramarines actually, contrary to many other people, because I get them. I get why they're the way that they are, and they're very useful in the Imperium. So it is annoying maybe how they were marketed and they became the poster boys of the universe in a way, but that's kind of like,
Yeah, but you always need someone like that.
yeah, you do. You do. They're like, I mean,
Like
really,
Superman for DC.
in a
In a
way, and all
The
the chapters have
character.
something very special about them. And the Ultramarines are just all a good all around kind of like chapter. And Gilliman is very fair and balanced Primarch as well, so they have that about them. Also, like the logical approach to things and how they reason with a lot of decisions that they make. It's just very interesting when you listen to books that have Ultramarines in it. It's fascinating. It is, and I can say the same about a lot of other chapters as well, of course. And Logan here is a fan of the Space Wolves.
Yeah.
And they're so different than everyone else.
A lot, yes.
They have their unique stuff.
I'm not sure if actually people understand how different they are after all I saw and read, and But that's the coolest thing, and you can still find another favorite chapter. I mean, who said it should be only one? Because all of them have great things behind them.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be like, no, it's just Marvel or it's just DC. Oh. Well, I bet my dad can beat up your dad, and
Okay. So yeah, lastly, he says, I think in other cases like Exodus and franchises that were finding their feet, we want to be a little more specific and play a little bit more in the lane that they were establishing for themselves. I mean, that I understand as we're just gonna show the Space Marine just fighting stuff, and that's gonna be it.
Exactly. Show them in action so that the people see here there's going to be some blood and things like that will happen. If you like that, then we'll have another show, and then there we're going to show you the deeper stuff. So now it's just going to be kind of like in action. Maybe to get also in people who didn't play the game, to show them here. Now you see a story after the game, so go and play the game. And then there is other stuff, we have tabletop. And also, but really, they'll just show them in action. I think that's important to really show the big guys in action first.
Yeah, of course.
To the other stuff.
And hi to the gang in the chat. He says, I was introduced to 40k via the Ultramarines, and since I've been a Roman 13 Legion fan since I was a kid, they were perfect, still are. Yeah, why not? They have a cool aesthetic to them. There's so much to like about the Ultramarines, really. And Gilliman, I really love Gilliman. As I said before, he's my second favorite Primarch, and first being Sanguinius, but when there's nobody else to really lead the Imperium, he is very good and balanced Primarch. He does not have like a temper tantrum type of a childish personality. That he has some kind of a emotional immaturity attributed to his character. No, it's pretty much the opposite. So that's why I like him, and I like the Ultramarines. But then when you watch, the latest animation from Warhammer the Tides, and you see the first episode and how an Ultramarine will speak to a salamander then you really see the contrast between the two chapters and the humanity that the salamanders do have, that they do possess more of that understanding towards others. And the ultramarine in this case, maybe not all the ultramarines are like that, but this particular guy was like so strict and so into his own butt.
Yes.
To a
To say the
point.
least.
And he did not understand salamanders. He didn't know much about their ways, so he assumed too much. And here is Sakan standing before him with one missing arm, and this guy, the ultramarine, was doubting his abilities, his resolve. Like what? It was ridiculous. I'm not sure if that all ultramarines really are gonna be this way. I'm pretty sure that if Gilliman was there, he's gonna display much more respect for this brother still, that son of another Primarch, his nephew. That was too funny.
In a
Okay.
way, it's a nephew, yeah.
Yeah. That just lost his arm. Maybe, just maybe. He's still standing while all the other ultramarines are dead on the whole planet. He's the only survivor in this particular situation that he was in. So to doubt him, absolutely ridiculous was that. Sakan has such a amazing way to present his case, to defend himself. What an honor! Like I was extremely
Yeah, so
impressed.
that's actually the interesting thing about the salamanders, that the humanity that they kind of feel.
Yeah, and they care for regular people, and they want to protect regular people. Which, like, what the heck is the point to be a space marine? If you don't protect
Yeah, if you don't
humanity, that's
protect
kind of
them.
the whole idea. The Emperor created them so they can fight his battles and protect humanity. Like, humanity is the little folk, is not the space marines. They're part of humanity. They come from humanity. They're enhanced humans, but they gotta protect the little folk. That's really what they're supposed to be doing. But like we see in a lot of other things that are fantasy or whatever, sometimes a lot of people that have some kind of a physical strength or power, that they forget themselves. So this is probably the angle that the writers in 40k are going for, that some of these Astartes are just become larger than life. They forget themselves, but doesn't make much sense to me, because all the reality around them, everything that they're doing in this life, is all about protecting and expanding the Imperium if that's necessary.
Yeah, so they shouldn't just let people die left and right. So, say that's what they created, to protect.
Yeah. So
Oh no,
I'm happy that there's chapters like the Salamanders.
yeah, really. Especially, I think that was a good setup for them. Everything that we saw in the tides, at least for them. So at least now, people who watch that might get into that chapter.
Yeah.
Still good thing. So let's see how they do in that episode. Do we know which episode is going to be?
In a number?
Yes.
You mean the Amazon?
The Amazon one.
Well, no, but we know that they're gonna be like dropping episodes in 2 parts, and the first part is going to contain the Warhammer 40k episode. So they're just gonna drop all the first part of episodes, so the 10th of December, then I think 2 weeks or something like that after, they're going to just drop the second. So we are interested in the first, obviously. We want to watch that, and yeah, I will be surprised if there's really a God of War episode, but that's another topic.
So you think that there is not going to be in the first part, or
In general.
all? In general.
Because they just showed Kratos for 2 seconds. And that was it, pretty much.
I mean, because Kratos needs only 2 seconds to be shown.
Not sure. I mean, you blink, literally, you blink and you miss it.
Yeah, actually, what other things they showed? I remember Sifu and Mega Man, but I think I forget the others.
I mean, well, don't forget about Concord.
Oh yeah. Why this had an episode?
Oh, by the way, guys, Dragon Age got cracked. So
Imagine that.
it is available for everyone to play. If you don't wanna give them any money and just you try to see what piece of crap this game is, you can.
Now is the moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kinda wondering if we should try it and see for ourselves.
Well, tell us, guys. Do you want to try the game in a stream or something? So.
Yeah, we can make a super attractive character if that's possible, because everything else is like so ugly.
Boy, I sure hope that we have the assets for that.
Yeah, I never seen such ugly character creations in my life, because they give you so many abilities to make the character with all kinds of horrible physical attributes. Let's just say that are ugly as F. Nothing that is aesthetic lives in there.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Oh, let me play now.
Yes, go.
Okay.
Your turn.
So now I'm gonna play. We are switching between gamepad, and now I'm with the mouse and the keyboard. I'm not sure how much.
Considerably easier. Yeah.
Yeah, considerably, but
A pleasure.
I have not played, I think, on this difficulty level. Not sure. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna take that. Super attractive, I smell sarcasm. No. We really wanna try
we
that.
really wanna try to create an attractive character, you know.
See if it's even possible.
Yeah. Or all the assets that they gave in that character creation is to create freaks. Practically.
Yeah, that's what we mean. So if it's possible, it's gonna be good. But why do I think that cannot happen? I would create, of course, a huge and muscular Astartes type of character if I can. Now, if they don't have a possibility for big and muscular, I'm going to say that this is discrimination
Absolutely.
of the big and muscular people.
Why should we be able to create only freaks? And actually, what does this represent? I mean, that people are freaks. So.
Only, I don't know. Kind of seems like they want only 2 people to play this game.
Well, might be even one.
Right now it's like 70,000. But for a game that everyone are waiting for, for like 10 years. I played the previous game as well. It was okay. It was not like my favorite action RPG of all time or anything, but
How was the character creation?
I don't remember. Yeah, that was really long time ago.
Did it actually have that 10 years ago? Maybe they just give you a pre-selected character.
No, I think there was. I mean, Dragon Age is one of those games that are not like The Witcher. You don't have like a particular character. I think they do have character creation always. That's kind of what this type of games are about. So, there's a comment.
Let's see how good anyone looks after all those years of staring war and death in the face. Plus, you take a punch or two in the face.
When I start the game, I mean, there's absolutely no excuse for for the amount of ugliness that's in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would who wants to watch ugly things?
Let's say it like that. Most of the things that we see that created from that character creation did not look like any types of warriors whatsoever, or mages or whatever should there be in the game. Oh,
Yep,
that's big.
previously we had a good game, you know, previously good Dragon Age game and all those things. And now all of a sudden we have an ugly thing.
Now we have cutscenes with the full-blown lectures of how we should speak and do things.
Yeah,
Apparently, yes.
who wants to be lectured in an entertaining game? Damn it, I died.
Was there a guy behind you?
There's a scene in Dragon Age Vanguard, it was Vanguard, right?
Yeah.
Where you have to realize that you're trans and look in the mirror.
Oh boy.
Oh heck no!
Heck no.
Oh hell to the
Hell to
the
the no. Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Just won't do. No. Thank you. No.
No.
So
That is
that
ridiculous.
pretty much, yeah.
That pretty much destroys every fun that you can have in a game. So they're going to force this on the player.
Then you need a son of
Sanguini for looks. Well, we're just gonna copy and paste Sanguinius in the game,
Yes.
in Dragon Age. And we're just gonna play with Sanguinius. We're gonna fly everywhere, kill all the stupid things that we see.
Absolutely.
And here's Warhammer in Dragon Age. it's gonna be fun at least.
I mean, Jesus Christ. A scene that you have to realize that.
Wow, you realize it!
You realize it, okay? And the people who made the game, they realize it. Why should we also do that? I mean, apparently they already realized it.
Yeah, so...
What now? Everybody has to realize it for them, or what?
Yeah, you cannot be yourself now,
Yeah.
right?
Really
You have to conform.
don't know what's with that mania to self-insert in games. And
Yeah,
other
games
stuff
are
like
not supposed to be self-insert. It's supposed
Yes.
to create
that. Absolutely.
art that has to do with art and not politics or anything that has to do with sexual orientation or sexual whatever, you know, really. I mean, that always has to be like an afterthought.
We just need to play the game. It's
Yeah.
escapism.
Dad,
Oh boy.
I did not protect
Oh.
him. Jesus said, that's brutal. Pretty vampires, I like my straight arrow boys in blue. Where pretty vampires?
Pretty vampires in the game, huh?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Or that's vampires.
Oh, Mr. Mewtwo is saving us. Thank you, Mr. Mewtwo. You really blew it. It's really hard to
was a
read
surprise.
the chat and play, so please you read the chat.
Those bio titans are OP. These are the bio titans here.
Yeah, it takes quite a few hits. Recharge the cannons. Quickly, George, to the recharge the cannons mobile. Da. Jesus. Okay, running.
Yeah, I think you should.
Hey, hi to Justine. By the way.
Uh-huh.
Okay, gotta protect him.
Sean Evans Hill says, or you could play. Can't see there.
Can see from the column?
Play a plague marine. Is that a plague marine? And everything else looks nice.
Yeah, a plague marine.
Yes.
Yeah, a plague
That's it.
marine will fit right into this world of
And it will probably
Dragon Age.
look again better.
Yeah, still gotta be probably
Heck,
more handsome.
I
But
would play as a tyrant, you know. Have to.
yeah,
There is that.
it's you know, at least you have some kind of a structure of
Yeah. Exactly.
that looks like something when it combines, you know. Whereas the character
I wonder if the
created.
pictures of the created characters that we saw were actually created for dumb people or people who try to show us what ugliness you can create there.
I mean, you can create ugliness in a lot of these types of games, but not to this extent. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
And also, you know, what is the weird part of all the Dragon Age characters is that they all look like very much like real human faces.
Yeah.
So it has this uncanny valley kind of a weird thing that really feels off-putting,
Mr. Richard
especially when you
behind.
see the, you
Oh,
know,
that's the other
the horns of these particular races, and then you see the face, and it looks literally like somebody photoshopped a real human face on a gaming character.
Yeah, yeah.
So does not feel seamless. Doesn't, you know, I don't see it as seamless like blending the two. It just it's so
I
weird.
was blending and blending.
Blending it to you.
Blending it.
That's a Journey Bravo reference.
Yeah.
Oh, DLC, what?
I want to ask if you can create all sorts of ugliness into that game so that everybody is represented.
You know,
And then,
most people are not that unpleasant looking,
yeah,
by the way.
that's why I'm wondering, you know, but you know, they had these white spots that you can put on it and things like that.
When you
Okay.
have a skin
When
condition,
you have a skin condition, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's to represent those people. Okay, then I want to ask, can I make my character left-handed?
ah,
Because I'm a left-handed. If I can't, then I'm not represented apparently. So you know, can I choose that? And then I will lose my sleep. No, I'm not represented. Oh my god! All the drama, all the agony.
hey, when I used to play all the games that I ever played, which are very manly games, I never thought to myself that I have to be represented as a little
Right,
girl.
right.
Like, hey, where is my little girl
Oh,
character?
oh,
Oh no.
no.
Like, if I want to play as a little girl,
Nobody ever wanted that.
like,
I
why
mean,
was I
I
wanting
mean,
that? I just don't know.
being small children, we watched, you know, movies and play games with grown-up characters. We never thought, but I wish that the character was as big as me. So I'm 8, so why isn't the character 8 years old too?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
kids don't find other kids very
Yeah.
appealing to, like, be,
Never
aspire to
actually,
be or
yes,
something.
never.
You know, mostly we aspire to be with grown-ups, and then we're really sorry when we get to that point.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
like, hey, we want to be kids, but we still don't want to play as
I was
kids
always
anyway.
annoyed as a teenager from teenager characters that were the only main teenager character, kind of teenager, was Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond. He never annoyed me, but that's because everything was written good.
Victory
After
achieved.
Here we go.
With our combined powers, we
Voltron.
create
Voltron.
Voltron. Yes.
I wonder how the movie will be. I mean, will everybody be represented in the movie?
In Voltron?
Yeah.
Well, Henry Cavill signed up to it, so hopefully it's not
Hopefully.
woke.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah, the new mission is pretty cool. We
Yeah,
need
that
more
was a blast,
now.
actually. Yes, now more missions.
Yeah, it's really sad that there's so few of them. Still, you just have to keep replaying them and replaying them on a hard difficulty so you can, yeah, unlock all the cosmetics.
Hey, we can try to see what we have as cosmetics now, before we finish.
Well,
Do we have some?
I doubt it because we don't actually have a ton of missions completed. I really didn't play for a bit. But you know, we actually are about to finish Wukong for the second time.
Yes. Second cycle. And
Can't believe that.
despite that, what people say that New Game Plus is supposed to be harder, it's not.
Well, at least the first one isn't.
At least the first one isn't, maybe. I mean,
We'll see
I
how
don't
the
know.
New Game Plus Plus is, but New Game Plus is nothing.
Yes.
It's absolutely nothing.
It's a
I'm
breeze.
doing this to the bosses.
Yes.
Like
Like in
his cat is
Asterix,
doing this.
like in Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah. Okay, I don't really care about the weapons. I mostly just want to like unlock stuff, but we have to complete 20. And we don't have 20, so
Yeah, so nothing like that.
sorry. I wanted to you know, just continue with the golden Astarte that I made.
I think he's in Vanguard or
Yeah.
no.
No,
South.
no.
Ah.
No, that's pretty much Imperial Fist.
Bullhawk.
Bullhawk. So yeah, I just think to make everyone golden Astartes. And then put more stuff onto them, like make them like that. That's what I want to unlock. So we need 15 missions, so still a long way to go before I can look like that.
That's a lot of farming.
So yeah, I'm not gonna buy anything because I just need the gold, and I have the gold, so I can make my own custom, like here, golden Astarte.
So can you make the heavy gold?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I can do it. Chief Victor in 3 missions? In operations? Well, we do have 3 missions.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Why is this not opening then? In operations?
Don't we have 3 missions?
I guess not. Okay, anyway, guys. Oh, we can open this.
Nice.
18 missions. Okay, so we do get a bit of an upgrade. Here too. Okay. Yeah, it's still something. Now we have this. Just have to make him golden. And then it's all gonna be good. Okay, guys. Upgrading the weapons is very important, but it requires grinding. Yes, well... I prefer the cosmetics, honestly. And then the effectiveness of the weapons and all that. I just prefer the cosmetics. But yeah, that's why it's good if they just separate the two so we can get separate points and we can upgrade both even a little bit. And not like that now. And here I have to always decide between looking like regular Astarte and hitting up just a bit hard. I mean, like 10-20%. You know, it's not that much. To even upgrade the weapons to relic level requires to do ruthless visuals. Kinda looks like a Luna Wolf. Yeah, kinda. The amount of missions is like a countdown. Really? The flare is good. Okay. So we gotta go, guys, but this is the topic, you know. Let us know what you think about all the stuff that could happen in the Warhammer 40k animation. Is it going to be always random, or they are going to finally start from a beginning when we get the Henry Cavill universe, if that happens? So far, that seems to be happening. It seems to be happening, unlike what a lot of people think. Yeah, so we shall see, guys, but I prefer to see the universe as it's supposed to be seen, which is with the story of the Emperor and the Primarchs and everything else, and all the races that are included, how they are impacting, what is their impact on the universe, and all those things. We talked about this many times. So in any case, if you'd like to support me, the links are down below. I also do coaching. Yeah, coaching, helping people in the realms of fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, also which includes sex education as well, and my own physique updates. And I do that in my absolutely non-Slaneshi pocket dimension realm of OnlyFans, because then in that pocket dimension I can just upload the normal content and help people and not use it for Slaneshi things. So here you go. And of course you can always just become a member of the channel. So yeah, so thank you very much, guys, for watching, and we'll see each other very soon. I love you. From me, the 40k Empress and Logo Carillion. Bye bye.